computer. Recording in progress.
Tight,
now we're going to the song. Where did I put the song? Here it is. Ready?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, we straight chillin', serial killing, pre-cold villains on the mic, got you reeling. 5-star rating from the floor to the ceiling. If you catch a 1-star, no time for feelings. Got a demon DJ on the ones and twos, by the name Beelzebub, so don't get confused. So grab a seat by the fire, roast them all over two, and prepare to hear the legend of the straight chillin' crew.
What up, nerds? Welcome to another conjured episode of Straight Chilling, the weekly horror movie review show where you chill and we kill, slice, dice, and chop up yet another horror movie. My name is Bob. I'll be your host for the evening. This is episode number 322, recorded on Sunday, June 6th, 2021. Tonight, we're going to be talking about the latest and greatest from the Conjuring universe, which is The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It. Before we get into it, let me introduce everyone else on the show tonight. First up, calling in from my immediate left, we got our boy Soju. What's up, man?
What up? It's your boy. It wasn't me. Stains.
It was the goddamn devil.
Devil made me do it, did he? Yeah. What up?
Just chilling. Was The Conjuring 3 too obvious? Like they couldn't just go with that?
Bob, you don't like that title,
I don't.
do you?
I dislike it.
The devil made me do it.
The goddamn devil.
I don't know. Is that spawned from that trial though? Like that phrase, we all know it.
Yes, that is what it is.
Yeah, okay, it came from there. So I mean, it's fair enough.
True. Randy is out for this week, and to fill his gigantic void, we needed not one but two guests, and it's been a long time coming. Give these two gentlemen a warm welcome to the Straight Chilling podcast. We have Jose and Shaggy from Cinema Villains. What's up, boys?
What up, everyone? God damn, it is time, finally.
Motherfucker, you would wait till I move out of Florida before you would actually invite me on the fucking show. I mean,
we slept on it way too long.
I mean, after knowing this guy for like a year now, I do not blame y'all at all. It's like Zoom meeting's fine. You know, having to drive every week to this guy's house to watch a movie, it's taxing, man. I got more grades, man.
I hope that he pays well. I hear you talking about those high-end Funko Pops.
Whoa.
I mean,
whoa. Let's not.
Thanks a lot, guys, for sitting in with us. Real quick before I get started, you have your own show. Why don't you let all the listeners know where they can find your spooky doings?
Yes. For those who wondering, I am the splendiferous, spectaculous, magnificent, the one, the only Shaggy Black, and alongside me is Mr. Spooky Jose. Jose, say hi to the people one more time.
Hi, everybody.
Anyway, he is my tag team partner in life and in horror and in whatever bullshit we decide we want to review. We cover Cinema Villains, our weekly podcast where we watch old movies that we grew up watching, renting from Blockbuster or whatever have you, and seeing if not only A, the movie holds up, but if the villain was worth a shit. You can follow us on the Twitter at cinema_villains. And also you can follow us on Instagram at cinema_villains. We also have a Teespring. You can look that up at CV, as in Cinema Villains, concession stand. We got merch. We actually got new merch. Go and buy that shit because you got to pay for our alcohol somehow. Other than that, fellas, it is quite a pleasure. I just can I say one split thing real quick?
Oh, hell yeah.
So we both actually started as fans of Straight Chilling here, and obviously I know Bobby and Soju from previous meetings because I am a part of the 904 Duval County, baby.
Duval!
Yes, sir. Gotta love it. That fucking warms my heart, gentlemen. However, my friend here, Mr. Jose, actually became a bigger fucking Straight Chilling fan than I will ever amount to be. And it's a beautiful thing because I just happened to tell him about it. And he just fucking eats your shit up. So this is actually a proud moment for Jose. Say something for the lovely people.
Man, thank y'all so much for having me on this show. This is a dream country. I have officially reached the pinnacle. I'd like to thank my mom and my uncle for getting me into horror movies as a child and preparing me my whole life for this moment. This one moment.
It's all
Like,
led you
when-
here,
when-
buddy.
Yeah, when me and my girlfriend have a kid, I'm gonna be like, this is the second greatest moment of my life because I was on Straight Chilling, and that is officially number one. So thank y'all so much.
Yeah, it's great to have y'all on, man. I've been listening to your show, really been enjoying it. It's very laid back and conversational, much like what we do here on Straight Chilling. So if y'all are listening to this show and you dig it, go ahead and check out Cinema Villains. It's a similar conversational, friendly vibe. Sounds like you're just chilling out with your buddies talking about movies. Good shit.
Absolutely.
Good shit.
Thank you. Mhm.
Yeah.
Definitely appreciate it, man.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Without further ado, let's tack a little bit of housekeeping. We got a brand new poll up on our Patreon website. If y'all support us at the $5 level or above, you get the chance to vote on a movie we're talking about this July. Our theme for July is Hot Blood Summer. And the 3 movies you can vote between are Independence Day, Jaws, and I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Bob, how are those numbers looking so far?
Looking good. Jaws is in the lead, followed by I Know What You Did Last Summer, and Independence Day is in last place.
What?
What? Independence Day is last?
I know people don't want us to review Independence Day. However, it's probably been a long time coming for Jaws if it does
Right.
win.
Right,
I mean,
right.
come on.
Yeah, that is a summer movie. I feel like I can only watch that in the summertime.
Yeah.
So weird, yeah.
Classic 4th of July tale. I guess all of them are in a way. So, yeah. Cool.
Yeah, so make sure you get all your votes in before the end of June, where we'll see what wins and what we'll be talking about this July. In other Patreon news, we have a brand new mini cast that is available exclusively on Patreon. Soju and I did a mini cast on Army of the Dead, which is Zack Snyder's latest and greatest, currently on Netflix. You can get it on Patreon. Also, something cool that we haven't mentioned in a couple episodes. If you support us on Patreon, you can get a Patreon-specific RSS feed that allows you to get all of our bonus content dropped straight into your podcatcher of choice, so you don't have to listen to it exclusively on Patreon. You can drop it into iTunes and hear it on iTunes or wherever you listen to your podcast. Super convenient, super cool. Check that shit out. Juice, do you have any YouTube, Twitch stuff going on?
Dude, we got all kind of YouTube stuff. Some stuff that dropped last week. 2 things, actually. We had a new Drunk Reactions trailer, reaction review, whatever, of Last Night in Soho. That's the newest from Edgar Wright that's coming out. So we talked about that. Also, it was the first, supposed to be Tuesday of the month, but we pushed it to Thursday because of that other video, which is our top 5 list. This time I did top 5 Saw traps. So inspired by the new Spiral film that came out, continuing on the Saw franchise. I did some of my overall favorite Saw traps. So you can find that on YouTube as well. And upcoming, something that'll be coming out this week for this new film, a video we've never done before, but I'm sure you've seen all over YouTube, is like a ranking list, like a tier ranking list for all of the Conjuring films and like the whole universe. So
all 8 movies.
Yeah, the
Oh, wow.
Annabelles, the all the spin-offs, the Nun and stuff like that. So we kind of take a look at all 8 films. We rank them, which ones are top tier, lower tiers, and kind of give our thoughts on each one of those films, actually. So that is going to be something new that we've never done before. That's going to be dropping this week. Other than that, I mean, we got all kind of mini cast dropping. Man, we've got several on the
Couple
back
in the
burner.
can,
So
yeah.
if you didn't know, you can support us at the $10 level. That's the hard with us level, and all kind of spooky stuff, series, docuseries, new movie reviews are gonna be coming out soon for you. But other than that, I believe my house is clean. Bob, you got anything else?
One last thing, big thanks to everybody that hung out with us this past Friday for our Joe Bob watch party. He showed a
Oof.
couple Yeah, man. Yeah, he showed some questionable films, Sledgehammer and Things. They were both direct to VHS in the 80s, and you know, they are definitely movies. But Squad was deep regardless, and it was fun chatting with everybody. We got, I think, 2 more weeks as far as the Joe Bob watch parties go. Every Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is when it's happening. We drop a link on all of our social media outlets just before showtime. If you do want to join in on the Zoom watch party /chat, just check out all of our social medias. Yeah, 2 more weeks. And I do believe our houses are collectively clean.
This house is clear.
Hey, they have a bump, asshole.
That's better.
No, yeah, I wanted
ruined
to
the
give a little breathing room there, but that's okay. That's okay.
Nice.
My bad,
yeah.
y'all.
No,
Oh no, no
it's
problem at
even
all.
better.
I'm like saying, I'm saying it along in my head too, though. But Shaq just couldn't help himself. He's like,
The fucked up thing is I was choking on a beer, so I was kind of like, I gotta hurry up and say it before I fucking die. So that is what that was.
We appreciate the effort, man. Take your time. Don't die on air, please, because that's not good audio. We don't need that kind of bad juju.
well,
Yeah,
if you
let's go
die,
ahead
I'm
and
keeping the show going. I'm just letting you know. This
call the
is
cops
my only chance.
after we're done.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the main event, gentlemen's. Conjuring, Devil Made Me Do It. We're kicking it off with the back of the box.
One second.
I mean,
I was like,
Y'all
I
can
guess
just-
we can't hear it.
What's on the back of the box?
Okay, we got y'all.
That's
Sammy. Look,
not
we
my
got y'all.
normal gig.
tight ship.
Like we know all the bumps. Don't worry. You're like,
Hell yeah, y'all can just say them all. That's fine.
Smooth sailing. All right.
All right, we're talking Conjuring Devil Made Me Do It, or Conjuring Part 3. This was directed by Michael Chavez. This movie's runtime is 1 hour 52 minutes. Stars Patrick Wilson, Vera Farmiga, a few other folks. Plot synopsis, as brought to us by IMDb, is short and sweet. The Warrens investigate a murder that may be linked to a demonic possession. All right. Gentlemen, I know we had not seen this before because it is brand new. Would you recommend people check this out? Jose, why don't you kick us off, man? You're our esteemed guest. Would you recommend people watch this movie?
oh boy. So if you really want to complete the trilogy, sure, go ahead, watch it. If you're just looking for like a scary movie, quote unquote scary movie to watch, no, this isn't it. This ain't it, fam. I'm sorry. So there you go.
All right, Shaggy, would you recommend people watch this?
Honestly, if you came this fucking far, why not? like, honest to God, like this shit is better than The Nun 2, and that don't even fucking exist. So like, it's I would recommend it if you're a Conjuring fan. If you're not, because I'm not, but it's not bad. So there's that.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. Juice, would you recommend people check it out?
Yeah, I mean, I guess at this point, like I said, it's part of a franchise. So in some ways, if you're attached to it, you feel kind of obligated. Outside of that realm, though, the thing is, this is on HBO Max, and not everybody has HBO Max, but this is a weird term for me because it is right there kind of in the middle. Like it's an okay film. Somehow I think this would be better though in the theater.
Yeah.
It doesn't rely on jump scares, something like that. I just feel like the atmosphere is definitely probably going to be better in the theater for this one with the overall sound and stuff going on. It's not going to make it like much scary or anything, but I think it'll be better with the spookier vibe in the theater. Now, then you have to pay for it, which is kind of, the high, like, do you pay for it? I don't know. I just think it would probably be an overall viewing experience in the theater, but it's okay to stream too. I think overall it's fine either way, I guess.
It is.
Bro, it's 2021. If you ain't got HBO Max, you being broke as hell.
That's
Right Like, let's not do this. Let's not. Don't be broke in 2021. Come on. man.
Don't be broke.
And
be
if you
broke.
are, fix that shit. Bob,
Yo.
would you recommend people watch this movie? Devil Made Me Do It.
I sort of agree. If you're one of those Conjuring completist, maybe watch it. Yeah, it's not something I'd like run out and watch real quick, but like if you got the time, slam your eyeballs into it. It's all right. We'll get into the reasons why here momentarily. That sounds like a very Luke fucking warm recommend from the whole crew. Let's go ahead and drop that spoiler warning and we'll get into the rest of the movie. Here we go.
Spoiler warning.
All right.
All right.
Oh shit.
Yeah?
I forgot.
What'd you forget?
Oh shit. I forgot that Randy left us a recommend for this movie about what he thought of
Oh,
it.
he did. I didn't even know that. He just told
Uh-oh.
you.
Oh yeah. So Randy had some thoughts.
I love
Shouts out
ass
to
to
my
mouth.
man Randy Gandy.
I love ass to mouth.
So-
Wait. Play that again, please.
Wait, Randy had this to say.
I love ass to mouth.
Oh, thank
Gotcha.
you, Randy. Okay.
So he didn't actually give us a review. I was about to say, what the fuck? He didn't send that shit to me. All right. He does factually love ass to mouth, as you just heard him say.
There you go.
So
It's
thank
on.
God.
It's on film. It's in the internet. It's got to be true.
Thank God for that.
It
is true.
has to be true.
It has to be true. Has to be. Yeah, I got the full plot synopsis here. I'll blast through it real quick. I'll elaborate on what IMDb provided us with. So we got our Ed and Lorraine Warren returning for The Conjuring Part 3. They're overseeing an exorcism of a little boy by the name of David Glatzel. It doesn't go quite so well at the beginning of this movie here. David's older sister, she's got a boyfriend along for the ride. His name is Arnie. Arnie ends up telling the demon to leave the boy alone and just take him instead. So the demon transfers bodies and causes Arnie to eventually murder one of his friends. As the Warrens continue investigating the case, they find there is a master Satanist at the core of the mystery. They use the help of an older retired priest who studied the Ram cult back in the day. He helps them translate some passages and eventually tells them he raised a daughter in secret because he's a priest, not supposed to be having sex or anything like that. Turns out he had some sex, had a daughter. His daughter eventually became obsessed with the occult, and she just so happens to be living in the tunnels beneath the house. Turns out she's the one who cursed the Glatzel family as well as the Warrens. Ed and Lorraine eventually come to blows with this master Satanist. They destroy her altar with a sledgehammer, which breaks her several curses, and the demon she made a pact with then takes her soul to hell instead. That's the long and short of this movie. Let's go ahead and get into it. I don't know, like something about this movie that strikes me as kind of off-putting, I guess, is the fact that it's like it is a possession movie, but there's not like outright hauntings, I guess. Like they do an exorcism, but the boy is only like momentarily possessed regardless. As we come to find out, like the master Satanist conjures these demons forth and they momentarily possess people, but then the demon vacates. Like the demon's not really there on their own volition because they want that soul. Like the Satanist sort of like calls them to fruition. So it doesn't have that normal like consistently eerie, haunting, spooky vibe that The Conjuring 1 and 2 have that like really makes you sit at the edge of your seat and like I don't know, actually like jump out of your skin when these like scares are like crafted and eventually happen. This movie just doesn't have the scares for me. It's more of like a procedural type CSI kind of vibe, I guess. And I don't really dig that quite as much.
Well, and that's something different for this movie. And each one, if you go back and look, kind of try to take a different approach or maybe a different kind of vibe. This one, I was kind of saying earlier before the cast that in a way, like a weaker way, it's not as good quality wise, but I kept thinking of something like True Detective, where this focuses not as much as I'd like, honestly, on the legal aspects, like, oh, you have to claim innocence based on demon possession, and so, or demonic possession. And so because of that, the Warrens are so dedicated to helping this kid and also in a way kind of proving their overall craft, like what
validating their life's work in a way.
And so because of that, it's more of them like investigating things, which sometimes leads to a spooky atmosphere or situation. But yeah, it's not like an edge of your seat type of situation. It's more of a, I don't know, like investigative type of thing. I don't know. It was different. I could see it's hard because it's like you go into a Conjuring movie with these expectations of, oh shit, I'm gonna be on the edge of my seat. And when it's not that, it's like, well, is that the fault of the movie? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. What do y'all think? How does this stack up to the first two? I hate to like just outright compare them, but you kind of have to, you know.
You know what? Yeah, because I was definitely gonna pass it to Jose, but I'm like definitely eating nachos and trying to get that shit out of my mouth. So
tight.
I saw a tweet that I 100% agree with.
Mm-hmm.
All of the Conjuring movies are mid, and what I mean by mid is like they are enjoyable, but they're not as good. This one was like, okay, the second one was better. This one's not so much. This fucking felt like an entire Scooby-Doo episode. Like, and there's nothing wrong with that, but it just felt like, man.
Yeah, at one point I literally looked at Shag when we were watching the movie, and I'm like, so is this an exorcism movie or is this like a court drama?
Yeah.
Like, what is going on with this movie? Like pick a lane. Like, they're not doing it. Like, I didn't understand that. I was like, wait, I mean, I guess they blew their exorcism wad in the beginning. Yeah. And then they just like, oh, we just got to prove this guy is not really innocent, but kind of innocent. I didn't understand it. Yeah.
That shit didn't like, the problem with that shit is I didn't care. Like after he left the screen, you know what I'm saying? And then you try to bring it back to the little brother. And then like you only have him in the movie for maybe a whole whopping 10 minutes. And it's not even, well, okay, I take that back, 15 minutes because the beginning is a little longer. And then he comes back with the waterbed scene and it's a wrap. But but the funny thing is every time I was intrigued is when there was demonic shit going on.
Yeah, I feel you. I forget about that fucking waterbed scare for a moment, man. That shit was like kind of funny. Like it did not, face, what got me was like when you see the face inside the waterbed and it's just like very obviously like somebody's face and they sort of like made it, 30% opaque or whatever and just like slapped it on the waterbed next to the kid.
Absolutely.
It looks pretty bad, man. It didn't get me.
Now, on the flip side for me, a scene I thought was really good and how they probably should have carried it out more, in my opinion, was the scene where she goes under the house and she finds the totem. Now, so that was kind of the investigation part that I was like, man, I feel like we should have more scenes like this. Now, I felt like that was a little bit of a letdown on the payoff end, but I like the scene build up to it, like her going under there, the rats finding this totem, and I felt like we could have had a little bit more. We get kind of one more where a few more, I guess, where she goes through the woods and she's using her kind of sight to see kind of how another murder played out. See, I kind of like that different take on it because at this point, man, I mean, the 8th film in a franchise, and even within just the trilogy itself, we've seen these scares and they can't just give us the same thing because they've been giving us that watered down version in, the Curse of La Llorona and like stuff like that. So I understand why they shot for something different. Now that's tough because people are expecting something, especially as a third in a franchise. expecting a haunted house and not getting that, I really do feel conflicted where I'm like, well, shit, is that the audience's fault? Like, you can't just expect a movie to be something.
They do kind of like try to cram in everything that you would expect from a normal Conjuring movie in the first like 10-15 minutes. And like, okay, there's everything you wanted. Now here's like another hour and a half of like something kind of new. And as a matter of like whether or not you think it's effective, it's a matter of opinion, I guess. But it just it lacks some of that emotional heart. Like I think the Warrens, like you still feel their relationship and their vibe, and they drop some breadcrumbs like with the flashbacks to the meeting and like hanging out underneath the gazebo, and then he buys the gazebo at the end, and she like carries around his heart pills because like we've got Ed Warren in this movie suffers a heart attack at the very beginning, which is like true to life.
Yeah, well, like the devil makes him, like he gives him a heart attack, right? Well, not the devil, whatever demon.
It's the goddamn devil.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like in bad health throughout the course of this movie, but there was some inconsistencies with that where like he can barely jog through the woods after his wife, but he can lift her full body weight up off a cliff, no problem. Like, I don't know. It's I guess that's really neither here nor there.
Anybody else disappointed that his staff wasn't like a sword?
Like
I'm dead
inside.
Dog, I'm dead ass serious. I seen him carrying that shit, and I'm like, fam, why isn't that bitch a cross? Like, you know that. Like,
That's
come on,
true.
fam. Come on, dog. Like, just hit the motherfucker. You see demons and shit. That shit would just be mighty fucking useful. You just like the power of Christ compels you, and you're fucking walking forward. It's just little shit like that, man.
That's true. Yeah.
This is something that, like, from this film, because it's easy to compare this to other Conjuring films, and then you also have to consider the universe as well, just because they forced our hand. Now, and so that's where I kind of go back and forth, because where I'd say, actually, to be fair, I would put this probably at the low end of the trilogy. But in my opinion, in the whole franchise, this is sitting, midway towards the top, at least. It's better than a lot of the spinoffs, and so you kind of go back and forth. One thing I liked about this one is they didn't try to cram a ton of villains in like they have before. It didn't feel like they were trying to sell me yet another spinoff. There was no Nun, Crooked Mang, Old Mang, in the corner. It was like there was this witch, Satanist, whatever. And like she was the driving force, and she had like minions or tools that she used to inflict pain on them. And there was like a demon, but I never felt like I was being sold something else. I felt like this is a self-contained movie, and I appreciated that. However, like on the flip side of that, double side of the coin, is I found that woman very underwhelming, and I couldn't quite understand her motivations.
Yeah, they explicitly say that Satanists they lack motivation. I guess they just are who they are.
They're just agents of chaos. They do whatever.
Which is a crock of shit, by the way.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Like so Go ahead, so go ahead.
No,
go ahead.
I was just gonna say I found that part weak. I was like, why did she pick these kids? And also they give an explanation. There's like it has to be 3. It was like the innocent,
the murder,
the
suicide,
lover, and the man of God. And I was like, well, that doesn't track, because originally it was supposed to be the kid. So she had no idea that this teenager would invite the demon into him, which would change the whole dynamic, which doesn't even fucking make sense for the curse itself.
She knew with her devil powers. They're like, oh, this teenager's gonna step in. Watch. Clockwork. Yes, it worked. My plan is good. What was her plan?
Fam, I could not tell you what her plan was. Like, honest to God, like it made, because with Soju explaining it, I'm like, well, who the fuck did the kid love? His brother? Like the lover. I say, hey man, that's kind of inappropriate, super sus. But like, what are we like? What I understand saying there's no motive. Oh, they don't have any motive. That's a crock of shit. Like, what? So you're gonna pick random folks? And like, how do you know the dude has a girlfriend? How do you know this shit, man? Are you doing your homework?
She has her master's in Satanism. She's a master Satanist. She knows everything.
So.
Satanist, master Satanist.
Dog, there's no fucking way.
Well, and
look,
that's
I
the part-
dabbled in Satanism. There's no fucking way she was fucking a professor in this shit. Because I'm like, bro, that's not even what are you trying to do? Like, what are you doing? But man, that kind of annoyed me because as soon as you brought it up, Soju, I was like, yeah, what the fuck was her plan?
Mhm.
What was this?
Well, and it undercuts if you're like, okay, we got to have a different type of movie. We can't do the straight haunted house. They're like, okay, we're going to do this investigative thing. Well, if you're going to make it an investigation, straight up telling the audience and literally everybody there's no motivation is like, well, then why the fuck am I watching this movie where you're investigating something?
True.
Bro,
you know,
and
you want
I
to
have-
figure shit out.
It's
You
just
want
that-
to
And I
know,
got
like,
one question.
what are the
Question. Does
connections?
anybody else feel like they should have had more of the court scene? Like,
Yeah.
Oh, I felt
totally.
that a lot. I thought
Totally.
that's what the movie was gonna focus on.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
absolutely. Yeah, because like I said, I'm like, so is this a court drama, Shaq? This isn't a exorcism
I
movie?
have no fucking idea.
And then it becomes like a mystery, I guess.
Like, you
Yeah.
got 3 days to solve this fucking crime.
Exactly.
Yeah, I feel like that was a pretty big miss because if the whole thing to make it special is like, okay, this is a real case that the Warrens investigated, and it was the first time in the United States where somebody used that defense of like, oh, you know, demonic possession. It's like, well, then we should see the drama around that. And there was
Yeah.
even a scene that they
Exactly,
cut
bro.
out, which I felt was pretty weak. So they're trying to convince this lawyer to represent this kid. And they're like, you know, demons are real. And she's like, well, that's bullshit. Or you got to prove to a jury. And they're like, well, if we can prove it to you, then you'll represent him. And she's like, okay, challenge accepted. And then they just cut to
And then there's none of
scene.
that.
Well,
None.
She's like freaked out.
One thing that they said that I did not want them to show was like, come on over to the house. We'll introduce you to Annabelle. I was like, I don't fucking want to see Annabelle in this movie.
Well, not Annabelle, but yeah, I guess just like what convinced this woman to represent this kid, because in
Yeah.
real life, apparently this kid had a lawyer. So like, I guess I'm just kind of curious
what
about
they did. Yeah.
if you're going to tie it to a real life situation. That is curious to me. Like, I want to know about the real details of that case. Well, then it's like,
Mhm.
well, give me some of that in the film, I guess. But they kind of copped out a lot of times.
They definitely should have at least included the title of this movie in the movie, which is like sort of, I generally don't dig when movies do that, but like, why the fuck is this movie called what it is if you don't explain it in the movie? Because the devil
Thank
didn't
you.
make
Yes.
anybody fucking
Thank
do
you.
anything in this movie. It makes no sense. Yeah.
Yeah,
Conjuring
no, I
3,
was
just
like-
call it part 3.
Yeah, just call it Conjuring 3 because like it's not even the devil. It's like, oh, we're already in spoiler territory. It's a fucking
Yeah.
witch, like
Yeah.
a random witch, I guess. A witch, I don't know.
It's a motherfucker who had a bad Tuesday. Like, that's all that really is. Like, let's be honest with
Yeah.
ourselves here. She had no, like, you picked a family. You don't know why you picked a family. You didn't fucking even go into the courtroom to actually explain, like, look, all this is a bunch of bullshit. No, there's some shit that we have here. You didn't stretch any of that out. And that fucking annoyed me. And you know what? I'm gonna just say this now because this has been burrowing in my brain when it comes to all the Conjurings. Not saying that they're bad at all by any means, but the reason why I couldn't really get into the Conjuring as much, there's no stakes.
Mm.
Like, no stakes at all with any of the, like, because you know nothing's gonna happen to the Warrens
Yeah,
for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
And then you're sitting there going like, and another thing, like, a lot of people, there's not a lot of deaths in these movies. And I'm a sicko. I need my fucking bloodlust. like, there's not enough. And it just, to the point to where when I saw this one, I'm sitting there like, you introduce the court scene, but you don't expand upon it. You just kind of like go myriad into like, yo, we're gonna go solve this mystery. But why, bruh?
And then we solve like another mystery in the middle of the movie.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, here's this little girl who got killed in the woods.
Fucking blue.
Yeah, I was like, I straight up looked at Shaq. I was like, wait, hold on. What did I miss? I felt like I missed something because now we're at a completely different town with completely different people. Like, wait, what?
They set that whole like subplot up with like a 3-second scene, which is just a phone call. And if you are not paying
Yes.
close fucking attention, you can miss that and be like,
That is
what
actually-
movie am I watching?
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. I was like, wait, what? I
Yeah,
almost
dude.
told Shaq to rewind. Like, did I miss something?
I did
important?
rewind it because
Oh.
I missed it too. Yeah.
Is it the conversation where they're like, the guy who works for them is like, oh, I got hit on this totem? Is that what you're talking about?
Fuck, I don't even remember the
He
setup.
comes
They're,
in and he's
talking
like,
to
hey, I got a hit on like another police officer knows
that
this
must be it.
totem
Yeah,
or
they're like
whatever.
researcher.
Yeah,
partner or
they
whatever.
sent out
Yeah,
pictures
yeah.
of the totem. So
Yeah.
I will say those are two things that you guys just touched on, which I personally liked in the film in their aspects. I felt like they should have drove them home more because I thought there were aspects that made this film distinct that I personally wanted more from. And it almost kind of like you said before, like pick a lane. I wish they would have explored these things more and instead of trying to include all the things that maybe everybody expects. So the two things were the stakes. One thing that made this interesting for me was I felt bad for the kid. I mean, the guy, Arnie, who accepted the demon into him because, like, if you can relate, like, oh my God, okay, this guy, he's looking out for his girlfriend's little kid who he obviously he cares about. He cares for this family. He's a good guy. You know, he really is just trying to do what's best. And he's put in this situation that seems fucking crazy. So, like, it kind of put me in that situation. Like, what if I was fucking possessed by a demon and accidentally killed somebody? Like, and then you have to go to court. I found that interesting. Like, oh shit, like that poor guy. So I found that relatable. And the stakes for me were, okay, how are they going to get this guy out of it, or what's going to happen to this guy? And then the other part was the investigation. So I actually, because you hear about things, it's almost a trope in some ways, not even in horror, but in like crime thrillers and stuff like that, about a medium who helps the police solve a crime. So like, we can't solve it. We don't know where the body is. We don't know where any of the clues are. And we're desperate. And we literally just have to reach out to a medium to help us solve it. And so that's kind of what we see here, where we know that in past movies, Lorraine has these gifts and she's reluctant to use them because they put her in this kind of certain realm, this certain risk. And then here she's doing it because she's so driven to help this boy that they're like, you know, they're really trying to do their best, that she's willing to put herself in those situations that put her in a risk. But they don't, like, it's also shallow. It's like, that's the only scene we get. Like, we get this and it's hard to connect it to everything else. And it's all these just little pieces of what I hoped could be a full film, but I didn't see to fruition, really.
I will say she uses her powers in one scene that did land effectively for me to give this movie like a solid nod real quick. They're investigating that case in Michigan, and they do eventually find the little girl who jumped off a cliff into the river. And Lorraine's like, you know, if I can touch her corpse, maybe I can link up with the master Satanist and see like where she's at and we can go get her. So they break into the morgue and she grabs hold of the corpse's hand and she's sort of like locked in with the Satanist and she can't let go. And the Satanist can like travel, I guess, through Lorraine and like reanimate one of the corpses in the morgue. And the corpse is a big motherfucker. And that corpse charges Lorraine, and Ed's, you know, half dead ass is like stumbling over trying to like grab her off the corpse real quick to break the link. Dude, that shit actually got me a little bit. I was like, that was pretty effective, somewhat scary. I dug that scene a lot.
Bro, I was telling Jose the entire time, I was like, bro, I played so much Left 4 Dead that I know when a boomer runs up to me, like, I'm getting that motherfucker the fuck out of here, bro. Like, nah. I did like that scene a lot. I actually, and you know what, to give it a positive, that and some of the shots in the curtain and in the movie, I really fucking enjoyed, especially when he was just, because you felt like there was a threat coming. Like he just rose up like the fucking Undertaker and was like, yo, what up, bitch? And he just ran up on dude. And it was like, really, I felt like, yo, Ed's gonna get his shit slapped if he don't fucking talk to Lorraine. Like it was bad, man. And one other thing I want to mention, especially with this thing in Michigan, and I bring it up on our show a lot because my dad, God rest his soul, was a Jacksonville sheriff's, worked for the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. He was a detective for years. And I'm like, one thing he always taught me was no matter how crazy the situation, listen to whatever's being said.
Mhm.
That cop that was in there had wanted nothing to fucking do
True. Yeah.
with the Warrens. He's like, yeah, you motherfuckers have your shit, but I don't believe anything. I go by facts. So if you go by facts, you at least need to at least play this by ear.
Yeah.
Like, I hate when they do that in movies, and only for them is like, yo, only for him to sit there and go like, we did this shit twice, and it was a bitch to do it the third time, and yet y'all found the body. I appreciate you.
That's like a bit of a worn out trope in
Dude.
horror movies, action movies, murder mysteries. Like it's the hard boiled cop that like doesn't fuck around with any of this hocus pocus mumbo jumbo, which that shit's kind of played out. I did like how this movie turns that on its head a little bit in a comedic way, where Lorraine is, the cop is like, pick which knife is the true murder weapon, and she does. And they're driving out to the scene of the crime, and she's like, "Yo, you missed your turn, dumbass!" And like she knows where everything is. Like it's kind of funny. There was some decent comedy.
He's like salty as hell. He's like, well, it was a 1 in 3 chance,
Yeah.
And see, there's like some strengths in some of these scenes, but like you said, it does feel like a bit of a hodgepodge because, and the thing is, the opening scene and that sequence of the exorcism and demonic possession, I pretty much like that all the way through. I like the scene where the kid like goes in the shower and there's fucking blood pouring out, and even the kid like distorting his body. There's nothing original. They obviously pay a huge nod to The Exorcist. When the priest gets there, he gets out, you got the fog rolling. But I thought that sequence was good. But the problem is, again, it took 10 to 15 minutes. And then you go to almost this other style of film over here. And then you go to this other style of film over here. And by the end of it, you're like, well, I just watched like 5 pieces of different films that they tried to kind of piece together because it felt like they were obligated to pay like tribute to the original Conjurings, and then it felt like they were obligated to do something different and something new, and like couldn't quite land on like exactly which way to take that. And so by the end of it, it all feels a little watered down because you had to make room for each one of these pieces.
I vibe with you on that. And at the end of the day, the thing that makes this movie ultimately not scary is that the villain is a frail ass woman. Like, I'm not shitting on ladies or anything, but she's like super gaunt and not imposing.
Yeah, because Shaggy literally asked me like, how is Lorraine struggling against this woman?
Like, are you fucking serious? Like, yo, she looks like she weighs about a solid 65 pounds soaking wet. Fam, what are we doing?
I was like, yo, she got devil power though, dog. She's powered up. No.
But Master saying like she got the power of Christ. Like, there's no way. That fucking reminds me, like, yo, we were talking about like The Exorcist and everything else. It's like, yo, I feel as though like all these priest motherfuckers were like weak sauce. And it's like, yo, I feel as though you had to get like a level 10. What do you fucking say?
I said a level 10 experienced priest to just throw like,
hell yeah.
Like, no, I understand this. Watch this. Like, power of Christ, blah blah blah. The fucking demon would have been gone. And you got rookies. That's what happens when you hire rookies.
That's true. You get what you pay for, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Well, and even the scene, okay, so there's one scene where the kid, he's actually in the prison, and at this point they think he's suicidal because he tried to kill himself. So he's in there, and it's like midnight, and the priest is in there, and the girlfriend's in there. I was like, well, the prison's not gonna let this girl just chill in the prison all day with this guy. And then also it's the priest who's just assigned to the prison, and he's in there willing to give an exorcism, one. And then also
I guess I can do it.
Yeah, and also this fucking dude's flying through the air, and there's guards there. He's monitored. He's being fucking watched. If nothing else, they should have been like, here, courtroom, here's the fucking video of this motherfucker flying around in the prison.
Yeah, that's a good point, man.
Exactly. One thing I fucking loved and immediately hated was that scene where I guess was the big scene where like he kills old boy. They have this weird like everything is shot beautifully, like the room turns red. Yeah. I was like, yo, this is amazing. And then all of a sudden they just cut the black. I was like, God damn it, Shag, you know what's gonna happen? Some motherfucker's gonna come out crawling to do a jump scare.
Yeah.
That's what's gonna happen. And sure enough, I was like, God damn it, y'all had something good and you fucked it up. I'm like, shit.
It could have been a solid, meaningful sequence. Honestly, like that's the point of no return in the movie. It should have carried a lot of weight. The murder that sends him to jail, that's like the whole reason we're here, right? To get him out of jail.
Exactly.
And, yeah, they kind of shit the bed on it.
I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
Shouts out to Bruno, who was the person who got murdered. My man was just drunk, trying to enjoy his life.
Just trying to get his dance on.
Trying to dance to Eddie Money.
Oh yeah, fuck. I told Shaq, I was like, I don't know if I can get this movie lower than a 4 because Eddie Money is on the soundtrack. Shit. I was like, oh no.
Automatic 4 stars.
They got me. Shit. Like touche, WB, touche.
The WB. Shit, man, that's been an ongoing topic on this podcast here and on our Slack channel, man, is like talking about all these Warner Brother titles that are going straight to HBO Max and like how they've all been
boy,
debatably
Shaq,
ass.
Mortal Kombat discussion. God damn.
Dude. Yeah. Mortal Kombat discussion was hot. What did you dig it, Shaggy, real quick? Yeah.
No, so Jose is a part of your so Jose is actually like a card carrying member of the discussion boards and everything else. Me, I'm just like I support from like afar, but then again, like I'm like, hey, because my whole thing is if I do this shit with Shortbox, I can't do this shit with y'all. But no, it's all love. But he told me that, and I'm kind of like, if I'd have been in that fucking room, I'd have been fucking. Actually, no, you did mention that, and I'm like, yeah, I'd have fucking been sitting there trying to defend this stupid ass movie. But at the same time, going like, yo, it's not like, dog, I agree with y'all, but on some other shit, this was not bad. Just like with this one. It's like I agree with everything, but it's like it's still kind of sort of enjoyable.
Yeah,
I will say HBO Max helped this movie a lot because if I'd have seen this movie in theaters, I'd kind of been mad. Kind of been mad. Kind of, just a little bit.
Yeah, I'm glad I watched it at home. I will say, like the immersive experience of the movie theater would enhance. Like this movie's not very scary, but it would have felt a little more scary if you're like
I might have paid
big,
more attention to it.
Big loud theater, you know, like. There's something to it, you know, you feel your seat rumbling.
Absolutely.
It would have been a little more effective, but still, like, I'm not mad that I just got to sit on my fucking couch and watch it. You know, that's
exactly.
Fun.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm definitely there with you because, like, first off, I'm not finna spend no money on the Conjuring because that shit's just gonna piss me off. Like, I'll wait. Like I was telling Jose, I was sitting there going, like, man, if I got a date that wants to see the Conjuring, I guess I'm fucking seeing the Conjuring.
Yeah, but
like,
she's
I'm not gonna say no. Like what? Like yeah, she prank. Like bro, I'm not gonna say no. I'm like you picking shit out. I'm like why not? I'm like but like real shit. Like yo, because if I'm gonna see this shit on my own, I'll say I'm gonna see this shit for free. Like that's the only way I'm gonna do it. But I say that because I actually kind of enjoyed The Conjuring in parts. I have my recommendations and I have my fucking there's the flaws, especially in the movie. But like I say I enjoy myself. I was like it was kind of an adult Scooby-Doo show, so I'm like, all right, this is not bad.
I've seen worse this year. I've seen worse this month, to be honest. I will say though, so this movie, if you boil it down, what it's really trying to do, it's mostly like a whodunit, like a murder mystery. Yeah, who is the master Satanist? Who's behind all this? We do find out eventually who it is, and the villain is not super imposing, but the way that we find out who it is and like how she is really just like waters down the whole fucking story. It's the worst part of the movie, man. Like, so the Warrens seek out this other priest figure who is like since retired because he's seen some shit, you know, he got too close or whatever with like this ram cult that we never learn anything from. So like the priest helps him like translate some passages and whatnot. We're like, okay, this guy's seasoned or whatever. They're just leaning on him. Come to find out that like the bad master Satanist is just so happens to be his daughter, and she just so happens to be working out of the tunnels that just so happen to be underneath his house. Like it's just all way too fucking convenient, man.
Now here's the problem, and it's hard because to be fair, I didn't do my due diligence and I didn't actually research this trial or this situation and say like what are they indulging in. Probably that there's a witch and stuff like that anyways, so I feel like they tie themselves a little bit to that, and that might be to their detriment. Because one thing here's what I thought. I had this moment where I thought I was like clever as shit, and I was like, oh fuck. So when they first go to that guy's house, they don't touch his hand they reach out to shake his hand and he doesn't touch them, and he's like, I got chicken shit on my hands. And it comes off as like very endearing, like, oh, this is a down home guy or whatever. But then I was like, oh shit, this dude's on the shade, because if Lorraine touched his hand, she would get her like vision powers. And I was like, this is like some reanimated fucking corpse motherfucker or something, where somebody's controlling. This isn't who he's supposed to be. But they didn't use that. They didn't play it out. I was like, oh,
I did not think of that at all.
Yeah, that would have added to some like suspense of like, oh, because she even gives a hint of like, I don't want to go down in that basement. And I was like, if they would have played that up for the second basement scene where she's down the basement alone with that guy, and it like does this turn of like, oh, you're trapped, bitch. Like, here I am. I would have been like, that would have been pretty cool.
Dog, that's like 10. That makes this movie 10 times sexier. Like, it's just like real shit. Like, thinking about it, like, he's dead. And his daughter fucking maybe had killed him ahead of time, but she's pulling the fucking strings like a goddamn puppet master. And he's like, nope, not gonna touch your hand because I know better. I mean, I got chicken shit on my hands. I'm sorry. And then like fucking come around and he's like, his corpse is there, but she reanimated because she already has and that's brilliant because he already has the power to reanimate.
Yeah, we saw her do it already. And that's why I was like, here we go. I'm fucking on to this shit. And then when they didn't do it, I couldn't help but feel disappointed. I was like, oh, shit. Like, what?
Slitting that guy's throat and shit. And I'm just like, all right, man, I guess. I mean, do what you do.
Would have been way more entertaining, I think, if that was the case. Also, like, why are all those tunnels underneath this dude's house?
Exactly.
No,
he knew.
Yeah, he knew.
Yeah,
he just kept it on the DL.
And also,
that's his daughter. He's like, oh, that's my daughter. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and the way the tunnels worked, like he opens this bookcase to let Lorraine into the tunnel. As he's closing the bookcase, the bitch is staring like right at him. And then Lorraine like slowly kind of saunters through the tunnel. I was like, she would have been caught immediately. Like,
bro, this is the worst anime. This is the worst anime, bro. Like, hold on, bro. Like, hey, bro, I'm finna, like, he looking at the daughter's like, bro, I'm finna tell on you, bro. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, she was right there as he closed the door, and then it flashes to Lorraine, and she's like slowly just like looking around the tunnel as slow as fucking can be. And I was like, okay, well, this is taking me out a bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely. Yeah. And then Ed's half dead ass rolls up and she blows some like magic dust in his face. And then I guess he's possessed somehow.
It's like, what? I'm like, what is this? I'm like,
magic death cocaine.
I know, like, what is this? I was like, huh?
Yeah. Why wouldn't she
the hammer
just
chasing her around? Was that supposed to be a Shining reference?
Kind of, yeah.
He had a sledgehammer, and luckily that is literally all you could use to destroy the fucking altar with. Like that.
Yeah,
because
I was like,
Shaq,
why doesn't she just lead him to the altar and just have him bash the altar? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like shit.
Because it was time to play the game, motherfucker.
No, that's right. Damn, God damn it. I just caught that reference. Fuck you. Anyway, no, because we have to show that in the end, the power of love prevails over all things. I was like, God damn it. Not Christ, love. Yeah.
Just love. The power of love compels you. Honestly, like, I was down with that. It's cheesy, but like, we've been following these characters for 3 movies and they're still like crazy about each other. And I was like, I vibe with that. That's fine. I vibe with that more than just about anything else in the movie.
Yeah, that's true, because really the only thing to me, the big thing that separates these movies kind of from all these other spinoffs is I don't give a fuck about any of those characters that are just red shirts anyways. So I'm like, okay, these were real people that were really married and they really investigated like hundreds or thousands of cases over their lives. So I'm like, I will say, touching on this theme, one of my favorite scenes that really kind of took me into this life was after they got done doing all this crazy exorcism shit and like things seem really down and like sorrowful, and their friend is like in jail, this poor kid, and all this terrible shit's happened. They have this one scene where they're just in their house. And she's got like some flowers and she takes them to, the sink and is filling them up with water. And he's like just researching books. And I was like, that's their life.
Yeah.
You know, like even like if you just experience, you got to go out and do the job of like, oh, this fucking exorcism. But when you come home, you love your wife, you love your husband, you live life, and you're not just depressed as shit or living like in the gutter or whatever. Like you still live regular life. And I kind of like that scene.
Yeah.
And it really is what makes these movies have some sort of extra, you know, like why the fuck should I care? Who the fuck should I care about? And it's these people, and they did live and they were married. And like, what does that look like? What does it look like when your marriage is based around exorcising demons? You know, like that's kind of what it looks like. I like it. I don't know. I dig on it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I feel you. It's not like super exciting, but it is like at the end of the day, the general heart of this whole trilogy. And you know, I dig that.
One thing I will ask y'all, there was nothing connected to the spinoffs in this movie, right? Because I looked at Shaq, because when they first introduced that priest, I looked at Shaq and I'm like, please don't tell me this is like, oh, you had to watch La Llorona to get this reference. I was like, oh no.
It is, and that's a problem. That's a problem with that this movie has, where it feels obligated to tie into a franchise. It feels obligated to do something new. It feels obligated to wrap up a trilogy. That guy, he is supposed to be the priest who's in Annabelle and who's in The Curse of La Llorona. The problem is, it's in. No. What is it?
You broke Shaq.
I was like, please, because I didn't watch Annabelle 3.
Yeah,
I haven't watched La Llorona because I was like, so I'm like, please don't tell me they're bringing someone in for this.
It was, yeah.
Hey, you know, I was in hey, remember that movie you never saw? Yeah.
Well, it doesn't matter.
Got something to do with it.
It doesn't.
To be fair, it's the weakest. Even that movie, like at first they advertised it as not being a part of the franchise, and literally the only thing that tied it in was that priest. The problem is, it's not even the same actor. So like you really have to fucking know and pay attention. And the only reason I knew is because the two movies that I like couldn't remember anything about or I hadn't seen was those two movies that he's in, Annabelle and The Curse of La Llorona. And like I was just like, okay, I literally just saw this, and this is the only reason I know, because it's a different actor. He's supposed to be aged, he's older, and other than that, like it doesn't fucking matter.
Okay, because I was like, shit. I was like, oh no, please don't tell me, hey man, if you watch La Llorona, you get this way more better. I'm like, God damn it, guys, don't do this.
It's missed like, nothing.
It's like Avengers Endgame. Hey, do you remember Thor 2? No. Well, we're going back. Fuck.
It added nothing like to the emotional impact, or it literally was just a way to say like, see, all of these things are connected. It doesn't matter at all.
Cool.
Yeah. I think it's about time to rate this thing. Let's go and do it. We're gonna rate out of 5 like we always do. If you have any last points, go ahead and throw them in here at the end. Jose, why don't you kick us off, buddy? Out of 5, how are you feeling about The Conjuring? The Devil Made Me Do It.
Yeah, so like I said, there was some stuff that worked in this movie. Like I said, there were some shots, even though they were ruined immediately. Like I said, I didn't like the fact that like I was like, choose your lane, man. You either want to be an exorcist movie, a haunted house movie, or like some crime drama, some CSI shit. And it didn't do that. There were still some good scenes, like you said, like the deadites come. I'll call them deadites. I don't know what they are. Going back to life and some shit like that. All in all, I think this is a down the middle movie. Goddamn, Shaq, you should have gave me this beer. Holy shit. Anyway, but I'm just gonna go down the middle. It's a 2.5. That's what I'm giving it. Yeah, for me personally.
Right on.
Like I said, it's the weakest of all the Conjurings. Better than The Nun, goddamn, because that movie pissed me off. Goddamn. Like I said, but yeah, like I said, 2.5. Yeah, that's what I'm rolling with.
Dude, The Nun is my biggest letdown, because I feel like the setup for that movie was solid and had so much potential, because The Nun, as we saw it in The Conjuring 2, is fucking terrifying, and they just fucking squander the whole idea and fuck it up, man. Like, what a letdown that was.
Yeah, absolutely.
2.5 from Jose. All right, Shaggy, how are you feeling about The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It? Out of 5.
So real shit, like I said before, if you guys were listening, and I'm not talking about the host of the show, I'm saying The Conjuring is mid, but it's enjoyable mid. So as I say this, The Conjuring, and I say it's mid because it's like, hey, it's enjoyable, but if I never see this shit again, I will be fine. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it like I give all my other Conjuring movies. I'm gonna give it a 3. Only because of like, now I'll give Conjuring like 2. It's like a 3.5, if that makes sense. But in a sense, I give this movie a 3 only because, granted, it kept my attention, but just enough for me in certain parts, not all of it. You know what I'm saying? So definitely give it a 3. There is some shit I did like about it. I wish that was expanded upon. Other shit is like, oh yeah, this is a Conjuring movie. Like, no one's gonna die. No one important's gonna die. So there's no reason to fucking really do any of this. So, all right, cool. Take your significant other to go see this, I guess.
As long as they're paying, you get that shit for free.
Yeah, don't you pay for it. They pay for it. Fuck that.
$3.99. All right, Juice, how you feel out of 5?
Man, this movie really kept going back and forth for me. The first sequence I really enjoyed. I even liked the obvious nods to The Exorcist, that blood scene in the shower. I thought the kid did a good job, him twisting his body up and shit. That was effective for me. And like, I was like, okay, this is the type of movie I'm in. They switch gears. I thought that they really copped out on the murder scene. And then again, they copped out on the lawyer scene and the jury, you know, the whole just the courtroom in general. They copped out. Then I was like, oh, they're investigating this. And I was kind of into her helping the cops and reenacting that shit and also finding the totem under the house. Those were all scenes that I liked. And then I felt like it was a cop out where they were just like, you know, because I was able to switch gears. I was like, okay, we're investigating who done it, why did they do it, what's going on here. And then they cop out by like, here it is, and they have no motivation. They just want to do crazy shit. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, so that deflated it a bit. And, you know, I did like the Warrens, and I liked that they kind of got their attention because that's kind of what I'm here for a little bit. But then also like the villain wasn't inspiring. And it just kept going back and forth for me. So I think that's where I'm going to end it. There were parts that I really liked, but the parts that I really liked felt disconnected from each other. So I can't even string them together. It's like, I like this as part of an investigation film, or I like this as part of an Exorcist type of film. But together they don't really work that well. And then there's like the valleys too. Like it's so I'm going to end this one at a 2.5. And the thing I think about like this film is, again, it's number 8 in a franchise. You have to, unfortunately, you have to attach it to a franchise. Not only that, you have to attach it to a trilogy. So I think it's the weakest in a trilogy. I think it's generally better than a lot of the films in the franchise, but ultimately, like a lot of this franchise, it's just kind of somewhere in the middle. So yeah, 2.5 for me. Bob, out of 5, what are you gonna give The Conjuring 3?
Man, I see a lot of ways that they could have improved upon this movie, and I wish they would have done any of them. Like you mentioned, like if you're gonna go the route of like the CSI, like we're gonna go step by step and figure out like who is behind all of this, like put us in the courtroom. Because like literally the title of this movie is the defense of the case. Like they'll maybe do it, right? Which is not really even true in the case of this movie, but like that's what they're arguing in court, or apparently tried to argue in court for the first time in history in real life, which there is some intrigue to that, but like show us, and they didn't. The only reason that we're able to connect the title to this movie at all is because there's like a mid-credit sequence where they show like the real life Warrens being interviewed, and the guy who's interviewing them is like, well, what is that going to do to the American justice system if you can just turn around and say like, well, the devil made me do it? And they're like, okay,
yeah,
that's why they named the movie what they named the movie. You know?
Yeah,
like,
I'm not trying to interrupt you. I looked at Shaq. I was like, so what
Yeah.
was the point of that scene, that little end credits? I didn't get that. Like,
why was that the most important? Like, why was that the most interesting thing about the movie? Like 100%. Like that made no goddamn sense on how like that was the most interesting thing about the movie. Like, just what? Also, dude looked like a fucking serial killer off the top. So like the dude, like what was his name? Fucking Arnie fucking
Arnie,
looked like
yeah.
a goddamn killer off rip. So
Yeah.
I definitely would have been sending him to the goddamn.
Yeah, I saw that picture. I'm like, nah, that motherfucker did it. I'm sorry. that motherfucker, I saw his picture. I'm
No,
like,
he's
nah,
guilty. Yeah,
he's guilty. Wrap it up. Let's go. Let's get it over with.
They yeah, I wish that they would have like leaned into the title of this movie and actually like put us in the courtroom and actually got more of like the defendant's side of the story and like how they actually tried to get this kid off, which ultimately didn't happen. And as we find out at the end of the movie, they roll some verbiage across the screen, and I guess he was convicted and ended up serving 5 years in prison, but did eventually marry his girlfriend, and they are apparently still married in real life today. So that's kind of cool. But ultimately, like this movie, like I said, it's not particularly scary at all. The villain is not intimidating and also doesn't have any motive, and also is only found out through like a wild list of very convenient plot points that are uninteresting and like lazy. The writing is just lazy in general. We already mentioned like the kill sequence that really is the key sequence in this movie. It's like the point of no return in this movie. They like completely pull the punch. I don't ever want to see a reference to the fucking Exorcist in any movie ever in my life. The Exorcist, like we all know it, we fucking get it, it's great. I don't need a fucking nod. If you're gonna do an exorcism in a movie, do your own thing. I don't need a fucking reference, please. That shit drives me nuts, man. It's like, it annoys the hell out of me, to be honest. I don't know, man. This movie just feels kind of like lazy, and at the end of the day, the only like things that like really stand out at me are like a couple spooky sequences. And the Warrens are just like luckily well casted, and like even if they're not given a whole lot to work with, I still like feel their relationship at the end of the day. And also, like I said, we've been like stuck with them for 2 other movies that I think are arguably much better. So if you've seen those movies, you're sort of pulling from the memory of the relationship from those movies too, and I think that benefits this one here. This movie could have been tightened up for sure, and it could have been something new and interesting, but they sort of, at the end of the day, I think just kind of watered it down. It's not horrifically offensive. It's very watchable, and it's also very accessible. So I'm gonna give it a 2.5. It's middle of the road. It's aight. It's aight. That's gonna put our aggregate at a 2.6. Let's go ahead and jump into a Rotten Tomatoes segment, and we're going to see what the critics and users think about The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It.
Certified fresh to death.
Thank you for sawing long enough for me to get to that bump, Bob.
No problem, buddy.
Really stretching out that title. I appreciate that.
That's fucking teamwork right there. It would have jumped from teamwork to professionalism if you just didn't comment.
Well,
nobody
would
would
give
know.
you props.
If you are new to the show, what we do in this segment here is we go around the table. We give everybody a chance to guess what first the critic score on Rotten Tomatoes is for this movie, and then we do it again. Everybody guesses what the audience score is on Rotten Tomatoes for this movie. Let's go ahead and kick it off. We're going to start with our esteemed guest out of 100%. Jose, what do you think the critics gave The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It?
Oh, it's time, baby. I don't even care if I fucking win or lose. I gotta do this since I'm finally on Straight Chilling. Give me that comedy number. Give me 69, dudes.
69 dudes. Jose
The Straight
called it.
Chilling Special.
Comedy number is in play by Jose. Tight. Shaggy, how you feeling, dude, out of 100?
I am pissed because he picked the number before I could,
Oh, boy.
but it is okay.
You can get it coming back. We'll come back to you. You'll get it on the audience.
No. Yeah, exactly. It'll be fine. I'll be home soon enough. But like, I'm gonna give it. I actually am going to give it a 61.
All right, 61% from Shaggy. Juice, how you feel?
Man, we've covered like a couple of WB movies that went like this exact same situation. And every time I underestimate them and think like, there's been this phenomenon where it's like the world has been shut down and now movie theaters are open and now they're releasing new movies and you can go see them, and people are just rating these movies way fucking higher than they should. I doubted it and I've lost because of it many times, so I'm gonna go with that trend this time and say something stupid like 85.
85% from Soju. Gentlemen, I gotta give the winner to Shaggy Black.
Oh shit! Broke the trend.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
Dude,
let's go.
Behind the scenes.
that is the best celebration I've ever seen on our Rotten Tomato segment. You like leapt out of your seat, rolled around. You're taking laps. That is goddamn. So the actual critic score is a 60% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay.
Shaggy was off by a single percent.
Well, I don't care. I just got to say 69. So
Hell yeah. Hell
There you
yeah.
go. You got it. Yeah.
We appreciate it, man. That was 164 critics reviews. The critics consensus says The Devil Made Me Do It represents a come down for the core Conjuring films, although Vera Farmiga and Patrick Wilson keep the audience invested. I generally agree with that statement.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll give
Yeah.
him that.
Yeah, so let's go ahead. We're going to do it again. This time we're guessing what the audience score is. This is 500 plus verified ratings on Rotten Tomatoes out of 100 in reverse order. Juice, why don't you kick us off? How you feel?
You know what? I realized where maybe I fucked up is because that was for the critics. And so talking about the audience, they're the ones who are going to be like really stoked about going back to the theaters to see this kind of movie. So I'm going to stick with it. I'm just going to double down. I'm going to say 85. I'm going to say this is going to be the obscenely high end because people are excited about getting new movies again and going back to the theater. So 85 again.
85 from Juice. Shaggy, how you feel out of 100?
Okay, so many people I've seen talk about this movie who love these fucking Conjuring movies are not saying they enjoy this one. So however, still saying they're not saying it's bad though. I'm going to say about maybe 68%.
You had your
69,
shot.
not 69.
Oh,
Not 69.
You had your chance, man.
I went 68. I'm saving 69 for something else. So that way I know you fuckers got to bring me back. But 68% because like people are feeling it, but they're not feeling it.
All right, 68 from Shaggy. Jose, how you feel?
Damn it, man. I'm tempted to do 69 again just because I'm on the show and do it. But no, I would do it. I'm gonna say 59. I'm gonna say people are straight down the middle.
59.
But they're more on the like it side. So I'll say 59.
59. All right. Dude, I can't blame you for guessing that. If I was guessing right now, I probably would have said something similar. I think you might be shocked to find out that Juice is going to be the winner here.
Oh, wow.
It's an 83%.
Oh, yeah. Okay. There it is. Yeah, some of these movies have been questionably high. I think it's just people are getting back to kind of normal a little bit. So,
Yeah.
All right. But anyway, also too, I forgot. I'll push myself aside and I will say Shaggy. Hell ski. For getting correct.
Gentlemen, that fucking means so much to me. Thank you.
I'll say hell yee ski. See, we're all winners.
Hey,
here.
we
Thank you.
can have it all. We
Thank
can have
you.
it all.
Yes, this pleases us all. Thank you. Without further ado, it's time to get into some trivia. Let's hit the bump now.
It's totally time for trivia.
Juice, you got some trivia for us
I
tonight?
totally have some.
Even though it's a brand new movie,
There
there's
actually
trivia?
there was like a ton of trivia.
Dude, that's wild.
There was like
Awesome.
44
Yeah.
pieces. Some of it was a little repetitive. So
44
I picked out some. So we've touched on this a little bit, but just to make it official, James Wan remarked that with The Conjuring 3, they wanted to get out of the haunted house setup, which was the subgenre of the previous two films. The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It takes a major turn in this regard. So it was an active choice, and I can understand why, especially with a lot of these spinoffs. I think even if there were no spinoffs, if this was a trilogy, I feel like they would feel kind of the pressure of that obligation to kind of switch it up a bit.
Yeah, makes sense.
And again, the thing that I'm conflicted with too is these are pulled apparently from real life situations.
Yeah.
So they're kind of able to go through these and say like, okay, this sounds interesting. Let's build off of this. So like, it is an interesting case to build off from. I just feel like they didn't focus on the interesting part of like, this was an actual fucking case that people defended and shit. So I don't know.
Right.
But it is official. They like, it was a conscious choice. Like they needed to make this different. At one point in the movie, Lorraine Warren receives a bouquet of flowers from the Perrons, Perrons. Perrons. This is a nod to the central family in The Conjuring, the first one from 2013. So they were the family that they helped like in the first franchise.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's kind of like, a community thing, like, oh, people still care about things for helping us, shit like that.
That's
so
cool.
A little bit of heart, yeah. So James Wan, he directed the first two films in this franchise, but he did not direct the third. This is not the first time that this has happened. James Wan has done this before where he's directed the first two films of franchise and left off on the third. Can anybody tell me the other franchise in which this has occurred? Jose, I'll let you guess first.
Was it Saw?
It is not Saw.
Oh,
good guess.
yeah.
Shaggy Black. Can you tell me?
Dog, the first thing that popped in my mind is Aquaman, but like it's
Almost maybe.
like
Yeah.
but I know that's not the right answer because the second movie is not out yet, even though I know he's not directing it.
Yeah.
Shit, I would have said Saw too though.
That's a very good guess.
Fucking A. Oh man, do I know any more Wan shit? I'm gonna say Annabelle.
Annabelle, good guess. Not Annabelle. Bob, do you know the other franchise where he directed the first two but not the third?
Yeah, dog. It's Insidious.
It is
Goddamn.
Insidious. So
Yes, you're right.
Yeah. So he directed Insidious from this says 2010. I thought it was 2009. Whatever. And
Wait,
Insidious chapter 2, but
Yeah.
not Insidious 3.
Okay.
Or 4.
Or 4, yeah.
Wait. I was say Lee Winnell did fucking the Saw movies, right? I'm like, God damn it! It just
There is that we were talking about the other day because we covered Spiral in a mini episode, and whoever did Saw 2 did Saw 2, 3,
So that's
4, and Spiral.
Darren
So,
Lynn
yeah.
Bousman is the
okay.
name.
Let's see. Okay. I will do another little like game trivia. The director of this film, Michael Chavez, hosted a special screening of the movie for a friend who also just so happens to be a teenage pop sensation right now, like on the radio now, a teenage pop sensation that he did a special screening for. Can anybody tell me who this teenage pop sensation might be? So hot right now. I'll let Bob guess first. Bob?
Dude, when it comes to teenage pop sensations, I don't know fucking anything.
Lady Gaga, right?
No, I do have a guess. I can't remember her fucking name though. What she's Billie Eilish.
Okay.
Is my guess.
Billie Eilish. Shaggy, what you got?
Bro, if you honest to God know this answer, I'm gonna call the police. Like, why do you know shit about a teenage pop star? Hey, fam, no, this is not it. But for the sake of the game, I'm gonna honestly say it has to be related to something K-pop-y. I'm gonna go ahead and say that, and I don't fucking know, bro. Like random K-pop band. That's what I'm gonna say. That's my fucking answer.
Let's say
Like-
BTS.
Like
All
I don't
right.
fucking
All right,
know.
yeah.
Man.
BTS? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, BTS.
BTS? Okay.
All right. And Jose,
I'm
you got
gonna
any
say
guesses?
that JoJo chick only because I only know her because from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, the anime. Everyone always like.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Everyone always gets them both confused when they trend on Twitter. So yeah, I'm gonna just say that.
Well, boys, we're gonna need to call the Popes because Bob got it with Billie
no
Eilish. Pick him up.
I only very recently became aware that Billie Eilish was a person.
Yo,
Okay.
high key, I thought Billie Eilish was in her fucking 20s. Look at you, Bob, out here being fucking creepy as shit.
I don't know how
Jesus
old she
Christ.
So it says the two had previously collaborated in a music video with Chavez and the director.
No shit.
Eilish notably loved the movie. Yeah, right. All right, one more.
So salty.
Yeah, I doubt that.
Yeah,
Julian,
fucking right.
the actor Julian, I think it's a little boy. Julian Hillard is the third child actor star from The Haunting of Hill House, which came out in 2018 on Netflix, to act in a Conjuring movie. Lulu Wilson was in Annabelle Creation that came out 2017. And McKenna Grace was, I definitely remember this one, in Annabelle Comes Home in 2019. All three of these kids were like in the same Crane family. They're all like the Crane
Yeah.
siblings.
Dude,
or
Lulu
whatever.
Wilson is like one of the best child actresses.
Yeah.
She's fucking great,
Yeah.
man.
Kills it.
Yeah.
Kills it.
Yo, I don't even know names, but I believe you.
Yeah, she was in she was in Annabelle Creation, then she was in The Haunting of
Hill House.
Hill House,
Hill
which
House,
is
Hill House.
fantastic horror television.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So good. Yeah.
I think that's enough trivia for now.
That's all the trivia we got tonight. We're going hunting. We're going to be talking Cooter of the Week.
Oh, man.
Straight chillin'. Cooter of the week.
Juice, what is a cooter and why are we hunting them?
Bob Cooter is a character type and a straight chillin' exclusive. Cooter must hit 3 of these 5 points to be considered a cooter. We want the cooter with the most points for Cooter of the Week.
Yeah, we do.
The 5 points are
What are they?
sexual deviance,
Sexual deviance.
manipulation, smug arrogance, overall looking attire,
Overall looking at time.
and overall patheticness.
Overall pathetic.
Boys, let's go hunting. Would any of the guests, would you like to nominate a Cooter of the Week?
First off, I will not. What I am going to do is, first off, I just want to apologize. If you ever listen to this, actually, I'm going to say this to both of you. If you ever listen to Cinema Villains and we actually bring up the word cooter, please don't sue us. We apologize. It's definitely exclusive of Straight Chilling, but I don't have a cooter. Jose, though.
Yeah? All right. What you
So
got?
I know everyone wants to pick the old weird lady who is a witch, but let me tell you something. Fucking Bruno, dog.
Bruno,
Okay,
that's a
yeah,
good.
all right.
That's
This
a good
motherfucker
choice.
wasted so much beer at their little party. Like if he'd have handed me a can with half the beer spilled out, I would have fought him on sight.
What do you think that is? Maybe overall pathetic?
That's
Because he's
pathetic.
That's what it is.
he's so drunk he can't even offer a friend a beer. God damn.
Exactly. And then it's manipulation because dude didn't want to drink because he was like possessed by the devil. So
Yeah.
That's
he's like,
true.
no, I don't feel good. He's like, no, man, you're gonna drink tonight and we'll quit next week.
And
Yeah.
the girl, he was kind of like manipulating her.
Dude.
She didn't really want to dance, really.
Yes, like if she wasn't old boy's girlfriend, he would have copped the field. And you could not tell me otherwise.
That's true. That would be sexual deviance.
Yep.
And
So that's
even it's
3.
hard to tell because it dances like between like what Arnie sees and
no,
what's
that's true.
reality.
That is
So
true.
it's kind of hard to say. But I mean, it seemed like he was getting
Yeah. Are we saying
inappropriate.
that Bruno deserved to right murdered? Is that what we're saying right now?
Real
Well,
shit, man.
we're
I'm saying
never-
Bruno, bro.
we're
real
trying to
shit, I was
catch
saying Bruno was
cooters,
there
Bob.
for a fun time.
Not a long
And
time.
just Jose the entire time. That's a fucking cooter. That's a goddamn cooter. That's exactly what he is.
yeah.
You know, when he spilled all that beer, I was like, yo, I probably would have killed him for not even possessed by the devil. I'll be like, yo, you spilled too much beer. Shot.
The
Just
be-
boom, bully boom.
The Conjuring, the beer made me do it, is what it should have been called.
So, all right, Bruno, I think that's a pretty good choice. We got him on overall patheticness. We got him on overall or manipulation and sexual deviance. Let's see, smug arrogance or looking attire. I don't remember what he was wearing.
Nah, homie was like just he was sweaty, but he had like motherfuckers been outside all day. He had like, first off, I don't know what time it was, but for him to be hammered during that time,
It was
very
light
fucking
out.
questionable.
There was a lot of
Everybody else
sun.
is sober.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
motherfucker was drunk.
Yeah.
I just realized he was listening to Eddie Money, so that kind of takes away cooter points from him.
Oh, that's true.
That's
So,
right,
shit,
man.
So I don't know.
Like,
Let's see.
real
I
shit,
don't remember
though.
what he was wearing though.
No,
I think
he
he was
had on,
dressed
dude.
normal,
It was
just
just
dirty.
a simple white shirt with
Okay,
a with a fucking button up, collar open up,
Mm.
and it was kind of like one of those things that you would see on like I don't know, fucking like Married with Children or some shit like that, where it's just like opened. He's a sloppy dude.
He's letting it breathe, huh? Is that what you're
did.
telling me?
He did run
He's
like
just
a
letting it breathe, bro. It's a fucking Thursday holiday week, like going into the holiday weekend. He's just enjoying it, probably a little bit too much than most, but
All right.
like man's is drunk at like 1 p.m. in the afternoon, and I respect it, but I'm not like, I don't think it's appropriate.
it's
my whole
cooter
thing.
cooter behavior.
All
Cooter
right.
behavior.
That's
Very
a really
big
good
cooter
choice.
behavior, man.
Honestly, I like kind of forgot about Bruno.
Yeah. I don't know if I
Oh.
have a better option. Like we could talk about the witch lady, but like she's manipulative, she's arrogant.
She's not sexually deviant.
She's
It's like
dressed
the biggest fucking cooter
in a-
flaw right there.
Yeah. She's got a
She was
dress
definitely
on.
arrogant.
She's
She was
alright.
definitely arrogant.
Yeah, she's arrogant. As fuck.
arrogant. Yeah,
She didn't have no sexual.
she got
deviance.
fucked up by the devil.
Yeah, she's not sexually deviant. Or really pathetic, actually. She's pretty badass
Yeah,
being
she's
her,
pretty
being as small
capable.
as she is.
Yeah.
She's a
pretty damn
master
badass.
Satanist. Remember, guys.
Master.
What about the old retired priest motherfucker? Like he's
The old man.
See,
He's-
originally that was my cooter.
yeah.
Originally, just because of like just the vibe he was giving off, but like sitting next to Jose is like, nope, it's fucking Bruno, 100%.
Well, he got patheticness now. 'Cause He
Patheticness,
wasn't willing to turn in his daughter.
Oh yeah, I agree, man.
So-
Totally
Yeah.
agree. Yeah.
But I think that's about it. I mean, I don't
I
think.
think Bruno's a good choice, honestly. I didn't think about it, but I think that is a good catch there. All right.
Yeah.
I'm glad to know that we've been training good cooter hunters.
That's
out
right.
there.
Oh,
That
I've
makes
been
me
waiting for this
proud.
moment all my life. It's like I've been waiting.
You've been waiting and you lived up to it.
It's
There
time for
you
me to pull
go.
out the cooter badge. You're like,
The student
I
has
am
become the
certified,
teacher.
ladies and gentlemen.
Certified cooter hunting.
Yeah. All right. We got them. We got them, boys. We got them.
Bruno, lock him up. We got him. It's
Okay.
time to let our hair down because it is indeed the social hour where Juice is gonna have to play another bump.
Yes,
I'm
it is. And
definitely
I'm certainly
not
ready
stalling for him.
to play
We're talking what
the
we've been watching.
bump of
week.
what you've been watching.
Hey gang, what you been watching?
Hell yeah. Gentle Mangs, it's time to talk about what we've been watching this week. Jose, kick us off. What are you into?
Okay, so surprisingly, I haven't been watching much. My internet was out last week because my modem just fried. Like a thunderstorm came and just fried my modem.
Ah, fuck. That's some Florida living
If
too,
you,
right there.
Yeah.
if you had physical media like Bob over
Oh,
here,
I have
always
physical
average-
media. Me and Shaq had this conversation. Like, oh no, I
Hell
am
yeah.
safe. I am
Hell
safe from
yeah.
boredom.
Hell
But
yeah.
anyway, once I got it back, I did watch Army of the Dead,
Mhm.
and I will say, the opening credits of that movie is probably one of the greatest opening credits I've ever seen. I was like, holy shit, this is amazing.
It's the best part of the movie.
Mhm. And then people start talking, and holy shit. Like, I should have known, because if you can pay attention, at the end of the opening credits, you see in big ass pink letters, screenplay by Zack Snyder.
Yeah.
And then the lady gets crushed. And that's basically what happened to my hopes of this movie. Just crushed. Because, man, me and Shaq talk about it. And like that movie, the more you think about it, the more you hate it.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Because it just I've listened to y'all's review, y'all mini cast or whatever, and I agree with most of it. Like, just Zack Snyder officially believes in himself too much. Like no one is there to tell him. Like no one's there to tell him, hey man, you should cut this. Like, yeah, like he believes in his own hype, and there's no stopping this man now. So I'm like, shit. That's my review for that movie. It's just like, holy fuck.
I like that. He's drinking his own Snyderade.
Exactly. Yeah, but yeah, that movie was that was a movie, I guess, you know. That movie, a movie that didn't need to be 2 hours and 30 minutes long. God damn.
Yeah.
But, yeah, but so yeah, that's pretty much all I've been watching, man. I didn't watch much this week. Besides Llorona, goddamn, I'm drunk. Shaq shouldn't have gave me 11% beer.
That's all right. That's all right. You can be drunk on this show. That's totally fine.
Yeah. 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 Boy.
Exactly right.
But yeah, no. But besides the Conjuring 3 and fucking Army of the Dead, I haven't watched much. That's pretty much been my week.
Dude, that's fair because Army of the Dead took me like 3 days to get through.
Yeah, that's basically
yeah,
three
that's
movies
fair.
in one.
That's fair.
Tight. Shaggy, man, what you been watching?
All right, so he pretty much stole all my Army of the Dead fucking hype. So like, pretty much, I'm gonna skip over that shit. And I will agree though that the more I started talking about it, the more I hated the movie. Like I came in like, oh, I actually liked it, and then the more we talked about it, I said, no, I fucking hate it. Never mind.
Yeah, I was like, hey, Shaq, well, what about those robot zombies? He was like,
I was like, yo, bro, fuck that. Fuck
yeah.
you for even mentioning it.
Yeah.
Honest to God, fellas, like outside of fucking like wrestling, I've been watching like, and I know how this show goes. It's like, yo, you're gonna check me for my horror shit. Honest to God, man, the only fucking horror thing I've watched this week was probably 30 Days of Night.
Nice.
Revisiting that.
Nice.
But like honestly, man, it's just been Dragon Ball Z abridged on YouTube and fucking Code Geass on Hulu. So nothing but anime in this bitch.
I will say we are about to watch Rush Hour.
Yes, sir.
Wink, 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 hink, wink, wink, hint, hint, wink, wink, hint, hint. You know, that's about it. Otherwise, you know, that's about it.
Spoilers.
That's dude, that's a movie I hadn't seen since I was a kid, man. But I fucking loved that shit when it came out. I was all about
like
it.
the consensus is like, we're gonna watch this and we're still gonna fucking laugh.
Oh yeah.
And it's like we go back and try to watch older movies and see if they still hold up.
Yeah.
But like 9 times out of 10, like the episode we did beforehand was fucking, what was it? League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, which we knew was trash, but we still enjoy it for the trashy that it is. But now that we watch so many movies and shit, like, yo, this is trash for a whole nother reason. Like
that movie so much of its time.
Yeah, it is.
Dude,
man.
Like I want to ask y'all personally, as many you watch is just as probably, if not more, movies than we watch. When you get to watch those movies and you're like, man, I fucking love this movie growing up, or I loved it like fucking several years ago. You go back and does it like turn you into a cinephobe or a cinephile when you're seeing like, yo, I don't know why this is shot this way, but like I don't know why I'm dealing with this, but like it would make the movie better if it wasn't shot this way, if it was shot another way. Do you feel like that?
You see it kind of through a different lens because you've seen better movies since, and then you're going back and rewatching it and seeing the flaws that you didn't see there before. I vibe with you, man. But some movies like supersede that. Like the flaws don't matter because the nostalgia like just outweighs it, man. So they don't all work that way, but some of them do.
Oh yeah, no, that was League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Yeah,
we knew it was trash. Like watching it, but like even then, we're like, no, I still like this movie. Fuck you.
That movie, I'm really curious about because the time it came from and the movies that were surrounding it and why kind of it is the way it is. I would be really, really curious to hear somebody who's like at least 10 years removed from that movie of even knowing it exists or anything about it and watching it for the first time and knowing what they think of that movie, because I cannot separate it from the time and everything surrounding it and all those things about it. And I would be so curious because that is such a particular movie. Ooh, man. Yeah.
It was a big oof. We were like, damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Check out Cinema Villains episode number 29, 28, 29.
30. That should be
30?
31.
31. All right. Cinema Villains 31.
There you go.
30.
Yeah, I forgot.
Check out a very recent
Around
episode
there.
of Cinema Villains
Close,
to
close.
hear the full review.
Yeah. Yeah, go listen to our movies. Go listen to our reviews. Go give The Howling some love. We always laugh because no one listens to that episode.
The Howling.
We always
Give the
we
Howling.
looked at our
Give some
stats and
love.
like for some reason no one listened to The Howling. We're like, I was like, yo, I
That's
thought
pretty
everyone
funny.
loved this movie. I'm like, oh shit, we were wrong.
Huh, that's interesting.
Huh.
Yeah.
Let's never cover the Howling, Juice.
Oh, yeah,
There,
apparently.
yeah, thank you. There you go.
Thanks for the heads up, gentlemen. Juice, what you been watching, man?
Dude, most of what I've been watching is movies in the Conjuring universe. A couple that I hadn't seen, a couple that I maybe saw parts of or just completely forgot that I saw. So like Annabelle, The Curse, I think I dipped into a bit of the Conjuring 1 and 2. I was just kind of whatever like streaming services I had, I would search them all and I would kind of watch them. Some of them I didn't finish completely. Like, I don't think I finished either one of Conjuring 1 or 2 completely, but I would just kind of have them on and kind of reminding myself like where this franchise has been and all the kind of different subgenres they've dipped into. Other than that, I think it's been all Conjuring this week. Other than Joe Bob, like we watched like Sledgehammer and Joe Bob, and good Lord, oh my
How
How was that? 'Cause
God.
I know Alamo before the panoramic happened. Fucking I know Alamo Draft House was showing Sledgehammer and they were pimping that shit out. Like they were like,
Dude,
yo, this
that
is
was
one of the
rough.
first shot the film videos or whatever, or
Yeah.
shot the
That is
I was like,
not,
I kind of want to watch it, but I kind of don't. And I'm glad I
It's-
didn't.
it's not a selling point.
Dude, it was
There
rough.
are
Yeah.
at least 3 to 5 still shots of the same house every time. They just show a house for like too long. It's not zooming in or anything. It's literally a still shot of ooh, that movie's
And it's crazy because I know the director of that movie, and I know the lead actor, his brother, because they star in one of the greatest, like so bad it's amazing movies called Deadly Prey, which we will do one day, Shag.
okay.
I'm just letting you know we're gonna review one day.
Nice.
And I was like, yo, I gotta watch this. And I remember I watched this like not on Joe Bob, but I watched it one time. I was like, I didn't finish it. I was like, yo, fuck this movie. I was like, no, thank you. And I was like, shit.
I gotta buy Deadly Prey. I've never seen that, man.
You gotta
that
buy
movie,
it.
it.
You gotta watch that.
Yeah,
movie.
yeah, I'm buying
Not
it.
watch
It's on
it,
Blu-ray.
you
You
gotta
gotta
buy it.
watch it.
As
Dog.
soon as we get off here, I'm buying
Also,
it.
by the way,
Dude.
in our thumbnail, still most of these Conjuring films are still in their packaging. Like,
So-
I'm looking at
Allow me
at
to.
least half.
I don't
are
have to
still
explain
in their
myself.
packaging.
Dog,
But-
hey, yo, real shit. As many times so the way we actually review our movies is like we try to find it streaming first. But if I don't own it, Jose might own it. But many times Jose will bring over a movie and that bitch has never been opened. And I swear to God, I look at him, I'm like, I'm not opening this because I'm fucking weird about it. Because I'm like, bro, I'm not opening this movie. It's not mine.
Yeah,
I'm gonna need you to open this shit so we can watch it. He's like, yeah, dude. He's like, yeah, brother, no problem. And he'll fucking pop it open. And I'm like, looking at him like, how, bro? Like, how?
Sometimes it just be that way, though.
Yeah, that's right. There you go.
Also, that's a good friend not opening your fresh blue. That's a
Exactly,
good
right?
friend. Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't mind, but still, because we're supposed
yeah,
to watch
yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's respect. That's respect. That's all, baby. That's all. I've been watching a few things. I picked up a new Scream Factory disc. It's a slasher from the 80s. It's called He Knows You're Alone. This was Tom Hanks's feature film debut.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he's got a small role in it, so like don't bite thinking Tom Hanks is the
Oh,
lead or
okay.
anything. But he comes in for the last act essentially. It's a pretty like meat and potatoes slasher movie. It's pretty enjoyable. The acting is pretty ham-fisted. It's generally speaking. The score is dope though. I will say the score is dope. I'd give that like a light recommend. I also revisited Heavyweights. Speaking of like childhood
Oh,
shit, that's got a
shit.
lot of
Perfect for the
nostalgia.
summer. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a fucking great camp movie. It's one of those like old school like Disney films. It's like early Ben Stiller.
Yeah.
It's got his dad Jerry Stiller in it.
I always call that the secret prequel to Dodgeball. 'Cause
dude,
he's essentially the same dude. Yeah.
it pretty much is. Yeah, man, that's a
Yeah.
good way to look at it. I fucking love that movie. I quote that shit all the time. Hadn't seen it in a few years, so I threw that on. Beginning of summer just feels right to revisit that. I also picked up the it's like a newer Vinegar Syndrome box set that they put out. It's called
Mhm.
Homegrown Horrors. And I watched one of the movies on there today. Winter Beast is the name of the movie.
I've heard stuff about that, Bob. I've heard stuff about that.
Dude, like you gotta watch it. You gotta watch
Like
it.
now I got to pick up that box set. I wish the sale was still going on. I'd have picked up that box set.
Man, it's like it's a tight 75 minutes. It is like low budget and like technically it's probably one of the worst movies I've ever seen. Like the editing like it's like the worst editing I think I've ever seen in any movie. Like characters will be having a conversation, but they're looking at each other in like two totally different directions, and like it like a character will be standing behind a bush and then there's someone like behind a window that's like, you know, the beams are blocking their face. It's just like it's just really poorly crafted, but that shit is wildly entertaining.
Yo, speaking of wild, Bob,
Yeah.
are you drinking a fucking breakfast stout right now?
So no, but this is a breakfast. It's like a cousin of the breakfast stout. So this is the founders is the name of the brewery. They make this this beer called the Dirty Bastard, which is what I am currently drinking.
Okay, I like
It's
the
a-
name,
It's a Scottish ale, and this shit slaps.
bro. Like real shit. I saw that founders logo and I instantly got like, oh my god, Bob is drinking a stout at fucking like 9 o'clock at night. Jobless.
This is
Jobless.
this is how I choose to live, my friend.
You know, I know, brother. Like let's not even don't even worry about that shit. I am on the same pace. But like,
Right.
oof. I saw that shit's like, man, he's going to be full.
These don't fill me. This is basically a Bud Light to me. I'm fine. I can drink 9
Also,
of these.
also soju, like, don't feel bad, man, because I hear them talking physical media and I'm kind of looking at them like, y'all are a bunch of fucking nerds, man.
Every week in the background, we got this physical media stacked
Hey,
out the
man.
ass.
You can't help it.
Yeah, you're welcome for the nice backdrop, Soju.
Yeah, exactly. Look at that.
Yeah.
Beautiful backdrop.
Bob always says blues over boys. I know what you say, Bob.
If you got blues, who needs you, boys?
That's hilarious.
That's pretty much all I've been watching. Slam your eyeballs in a Winter Beast if you can. That shit's
Now I gotta watch that,
insane.
Bob. You sold me on it. I gotta get it
Yeah.
now.
Shit's nuts. Check it out. Also, there's a bonus feature on the disc of what's his face? Adam Wingart's writing partner, Simon Barrett.
Okay.
He like wrote You're Next. He wrote a couple of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
segments from the VHS movies. Anyway, he fucking apparently loves Winter Beast, and there's like a 20-minute interview of him just like gushing about this movie on the disc. So that's interesting too. That's really all I've been watching. Let's go ahead and get into our last segment of the show. It's time for our hotline screams.
Hotline scream.
If you are listening and would like to call in and leave a voicemail, you can hit us up at 904-638-3231. We got 4 voicemails this week. First up, I believe we're going to hear from Steve. Let's hear what he has to say.
Hi, boys. This is Jet Ski Steve. It has been a long time since I've called in. Boy, I missed you guys. Haven't listened in a while. Sorry, I'm back. So I just finished the Evil Dead episode, one of my absolute favorite franchises. I do love Ash. He is amazing. The entire series is amazing. Every movie is great. 5 stars all around. Anyway, one of you, I think Soju, was talking about dreams, and somebody called in about sleep paralysis. So if you haven't seen it or aren't aware of it, there's a pretty cool, I hesitate to say documentary on Netflix. It's kind of like, I don't know, an embellished documentary, but it's called The Nightmare, and they basically interview these people who have extreme sleep paralysis and kind of reenact or recreate their dreams, and it's pretty freaky. It's worth a watch for sure. I have had sleep paralysis a few times. It's freaky, especially the first time you have it and you don't know what it is. Yeah, it's weird. I won't go into a lot of detail because nobody cares. So that was my first point. And then as far as running dream themes through my life, I definitely have at least two. One is similar to, I think, Soju, about the bridge. So I dream all the time that I'm really high up somewhere on like a sidewalk into the sky, like into Jetsonsville, like that's friggin' high, or a bridge or something, and I can't get over it, or it's insanely vertical, and I'm trying to get over, I'm falling off and trying to balance, and it sucks. I have those things all the time. So clearly there's something in my life I can't get over for the past 30 years. And the other one is I constantly am having dreams where something, like I'm with a group of people and there is some danger. It could be like it's been Chucky, it's been snakes and spiders, which I'm not afraid of, serial killers, whatever. Something is trying to get us, and I am the only one who knows. I'm the only one who's aware of the danger. And it sucks because I'm trying to convince everyone, we got to run, we got to get out of here, we got to fight. And it's always just me against a threat, and it blows. And I'm probably running out of time. So, all right. Miss you guys. Not that I've ever met you. Have a great day. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Goodbye.
Oh, Steve. It's been a while since we heard from him. He's the lovely supporter of the show that's supplied us with the How to Save a Life bump. Which
which
Where
is
did
one of the.
Bob go wrong?
Exactly.
I can't remember the song. Fuck.
If I had the
I've
bump,
been too
I'd
drunk.
play it, but that's Randy's job. I do. If you're actually hashtag truly hard with us,
Rock hard with us.
You have to be. Let me preface this by saying you have to be rock
rigid
hard with us. We actually did cover the Nightmare, what Steve was talking about, way back in the day, like pre 60, 63 or whatever. Yeah, before episode 62. So if you ever want to listen to those episodes, they're on our website under the tab archives, or archive episodes, something like that.
Yeah, it's a tab labeled archived.
Yeah, and we actually did cover the Nightmare. I think it was Randy's pick when we were picking movies, and
that's a cool ass documentary.
It's wild. It's it talks about some fucked up shit. Sleep paralysis is nothing to fuck with.
Yeah, no, that shit is rough.
Ooh, but that's cool.
Yeah.
Like that dream, like you said, high up on the sidewalk. Just the other night, I swear, I talked about how I had this dream the other night. Just the other night, I had this similar kind of dream where I was in this car and I was driving. It was actually, it's usually a bridge, but for some reason this time it was like a building, but it was like a vertical. I was trying to ascend, like it had a curve, and I was like going like straight up. And every time I'm like, I can't fucking do this. And I was just like,
it's like Extreme G. That's a tight dream.
Yeah, I can.
You ever play that?
No.
Extreme G?
I don't think so.
I was thinking of Batman Forever, where he climbs the side.
Yeah,
of the
yeah,
building.
kind of like that, where you go like up the side of a building. Yeah.
F-Zero X. You ever play that?
No.
God damn.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about video games.
You play F-Zero X?
No.
Shaggy got your back.
See, there you go. It's like that.
All right. So thanks for calling in, Steve, letting us know about all your nightmares.
Thanks for calling, Steve. Hope you're fine and stuff. Next up, we're gonna hear from mystery ass caller. Let's hear what they have to say.
Good evening. I am the mystery caller from the previous week, and I'm calling again. I kept it brief last week because I was not sure if I'd written down the right number. I was pretty afraid that I'd leave this long, rambling voicemail about cooters and horror movies to some random Google number and upset some poor lady living in Florida with madman ramblings from a sultry voiced stranger that went by Jack. That's unfortunate, but I have been listening to the show for quite a while, and I decided to call in. Thanks, Randy, for pointing out my voice on the phone is sultry and made your boy dick hard. I appreciate that. I've gotten that before. Regardless, pretty happy that Christine's pulling ahead in that poll you guys do. I think I might have to sign up and actually pay you fuckers so I can see that movie. I have a very special person in my life that's one of their favorites, so it'll give me an excuse to watch that again. Besides that, don't really have any reoccurring nightmares I can tell you guys about. I did have one instance of sleep paralysis where I swear I met Hat Man, if you guys have ever heard of that. Apparently a lot of people see a shadow figure that has a hat. And yeah, I saw that guy once. Nothing really special. Keep chilling, boys. Thank you.
Well, my guy, you didn't pay us soon enough because I believe Rubber. won,
Rubber
right?
won,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Yo,
So
yo,
if you
yo,
wanna-
yo, time out. I'm about to pull my OG status here.
Uh-huh. You gonna talk
Who
about
was the
Randy's boy
motherfucker
dick?
member of Straight Chilling who y'all swore was a serial killer?
Drew. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, because are we
serial
sure
killer.
that wasn't Drew reincarnated? Because that's
Yeah.
exactly
Maybe.
because he was giving those vibes, my guy.
He does kind of sound like that, yeah.
That was old Jack, I guess,
Jack,
is the mystery caller.
apparently, yeah.
Old big
Oh
Jack attack.
my,
That is- that-
my Lanta, holy mother!
The idea of
I-
him calling the wrong number was like
That's
cracking me
hilarious.
up.
That
Like,
is
oh
hilarious.
fuck, I just scooters and all kind of wild shit.
Yo,
Randy's boy
he's
dick.
already like he sounds like he's got 5 people under his belt. So like I appreciate it, but like at the same time, I'm just now hearing his voice, and I'm just like, bro, I don't know what you did, but I know I'm not gonna snitch because you ain't gonna get me the fuck up out of here either, bro. I'm gonna relax. But shouts out to you said Jack?
Yeah,
Jack.
Jack, mystery caller Jack.
Shouts out to the mystery caller, bro. You creep me right the fuck out, and I respect it.
And real quick, shouts outs to Randy's boy dick.
Fill me up, Diddy.
Wow. Randy says some
I
fucked
never
up
get
shit.
to run the bump, so I'm taking advantage where I can.
Well done. Thanks for calling, Jack. Hit us up with your sultry ass motherfucking voice again. Don't have any more night terrors or whatever.
Please,
And,
God, no.
Yeah, don't murder anybody, please.
Don't do that either with your
next-
sultry voice.
Next up, we're gonna hear from old Tom. Let's hear what Tom has to say.
Hey, gentlemen, it's Tom. I'm calling because, well, you said something that I like Batman Forever, and I just want to address that. And it's that Juice thinks that Batman Forever is a good movie. And I've come to realize that we just have tastes that are exact opposites. Every time I suggest a movie, I can usually get one of you who enjoys it. But Juice and I are never on the same page, which I think he's a nice guy. I would love to meet him at some point and hang out and have a drink with him. But, his tastes are just dog shit. So what can you say? All right, peace.
Whoa.
Jose,
As long
hop
as
in
I-
here, please.
Jose from Cinema Villains is on this show. There will be no Batman Forever slander. God damn it. That movie is fucking great.
Dude, I mean, I feel like if you're on the vibes of Batman and Batman Returns, I don't get the hate for Batman Forever. Like if
Thank
you're
you.
on those vibes, It's like, now if you fucking say like Batman and Batman Returns are dog shit, then okay, then that's fair. But I mean, really, is it so different, Batman Forever, from like the Tim Burton vibes? I don't think so.
Bro, your mama ain't get you the Batman Forever cups from McDonald's, and it shows.
Dude, Batman Forever. I mean, come on.
I love
Tommy
that.
Lee Jones.
That
I
movie was
mean,
great. And Jim Carrey in his
Jim
fucking
Carrey.
prime, dog.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
come on.
And even the
Nicole
soundtrack,
Kidman.
Seal?
Fucking Seal.
Seal, Kiss from a Rose?
Sexy ass
On a
Nicole
Disney
Kidman.
movie?
Yeah.
Fuck outta
Okay,
here, bro.
Tom. Okay.
Even you too, back when they were good. Come on, man. Get the fuck out of
Okay,
here.
Tom. Also, I would like, since Tom's calling me out and saying my tastes are dog shit, Tom likes Batman and Robin more than
Oh,
Batman
wow.
Forever.
Fuck outta
So
here, bro.
Fuck
Fuck
that.
outta here, bro.
Yeah.
And I say this as a respectable Batman nerd. Please fuck out of here, bro. Like, no.
Come on, Tom. Now, damn. Tom, you brought this on yourself, my friend. No, Tom's a good guy.
Tom is a good guy.
We just disagree on the deepest level.
I got to revisit these fucking movies. Apparently, I hadn't seen them in too
Oh,
long.
Batman Forever slaps.
Just
I'm
stop
not
it,
gonna
Batman
lie.
Forever.
Yeah, stop at Batman Forever, and the movie slaps.
Stop
there
it,
you go.
Batman. All right. Tight. Thanks for calling, Tom. If you want to call in and set these losers straight, please feel free to hit us up this week and let them know what's what. Next up, last but not least, we're going to hear from Logan. Let's hear what she has to say.
What up, crew? It's Logan V1. Sorry, this is unorganized. I did want to talk about the reoccurring dreams, but first I wanted to clarify, y'all will be officiating the wedding. Do not worry. Clear your schedules, for eventually to be determined. So I suffered from sleep paralysis growing up, but it's very similar to what Justin described a couple weeks back. I'm a major procrastinator. I've been meaning to call in about this, where I'd wake up and I wouldn't see shapes. I wouldn't see demons and shit, thank the Lord, but I would not be able to move. And that shit was terrifying as fuck, but I didn't get the wiggle your damn toes memo, and I just had to force myself to go back to sleep, and that was the only way I'd make it out. I'm also very interested in how our subconscious creates our dreams. So I've noticed that anytime I am intentionally avoiding something, I will have a dream that I am actively running away from some animal. And like, luckily in those dreams, I'm somehow able to run. Every other nightmare, I can't run. But in these, whenever I know I'm avoiding a problem in my life, I can. And it's like a snake or an alligator, or I think once it was a T-Rex. Like, I just have to fucking run from that shit. And I wake up and I'm like, okay, I need to solve the problem because now it's invading my dreams. I'm very, very particular about my dreams. Because sometimes they're really cool, like the fun action movies I watch. But I just wanted to check in. Hope you guys are having a good week. Can't wait to go see Can't wait to go see a movie in the theaters later this weekend. And peace out. Sorry, this is weird. Bye.
It's not weird. Thanks for calling, Logan. We cannot wait to marry you into your boyfriend. It's going to happen. It's going to be real weird and awkward for you, but we're going to love it. It's going to be fantastic. Oh, hell yeah. Dude, I had, back when I was a kid, I remember having like a very specific dream about like raptors invading my home and like murdering my parents. That shit like really, really messed me up.
Damn.
Yo,
Yeah.
did they give you the harmonica version of the fucking Jurassic Park song?
I wish it did. It would have been far less scary, man. That's wild. I also had like a random, man, I hadn't thought about this in fucking forever. I had a random nightmare when I was like in middle school, probably about like Stanley Steamer, like the carpet cleaning company, breaking into my house and trying to like steam me to death.
God damn.
Chasing my ass around. That's some weird shit. That's a random ass memory.
Steamer is only is Stanley Steamer only a Florida thing?
No, we have it in
Maybe.
Texas.
Okay, I was about
No, we have it
dude.
in Texas.
Yeah, chain ass.
So
carpet
whenever I have
cleaning.
a sleep paralysis dream, I wake up pissed off because whenever I'm in sleep paralysis, I'm pissed. I'm like, you stupid, like whatever demon or alien entity is haunting me in the dream, I'm pissed. I'm like, God damn it, when I fucking move my arms, you're fucked. I'm like pissed off. I don't understand it. And I
Jose,
wake up mad.
Do you see the demon or do you see the hat man?
I always see like the silhouette. I never
Okay.
see the actual thing, but I see the silhouette. And I get pissed. I don't know what it is. It's like, you stupid motherfuckers, I can't move. God damn it, wait till I can. Yeah, it's weird as hell.
Interesting.
Talking dream shit. I like it.
Dark and dream. Yeah, exactly.
Thanks for calling in,
That-
Logan.
that's just a sign I watch Dream Warriors way too much.
There you go, dude.
Wait till
That's
I
not
find
a
my
bad
dream
thing.
power.
Yeah. Fucking Kincaid kicks so much ass.
Kincaid calls fucking Freddie a straight up pussy, which is hilarious.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
He does. Thanks for calling, Logan. Always good to hear from you. Again, if you want to call and leave us a voicemail for next week's show, hit us up at 904-638-3231. I got a prompt. This is very general. I want to throw out for next week. If you got a problem, literally any problem you're dealing with in your life, whether it's dream related, whether it's serious, whether it's goofy, whether it's, I don't know, how to change the oil in your vehicle. You never tried to do that before.
Maybe
Let
it's
us know what your problem
kink-related.
is.
It could
Maybe
be
it's kink
kink-related.
related. We Straight Chilling is here to solve your problems. If you got a question, you got a problem you're dealing with in your life, let us know what it is. We're going to help you out with it.
Yes. I think we've tried this before where I told people I would give them wonderful life advice. I don't think anybody took us up on that.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see what happens. Wonderful life advice.
Wonderful life advice over here.
And
Free.
that's a guarantee from the Straight Chilling crew.
Free 50.
That's a
If it
guarantee.
takes off, maybe I'll start a side podcast like Bob's got his, let's get physical media. If you want me to solve your problems, you got to call into what do we call
What
it?
do you have to call into?
Hotline Scream.
What do you have to call
I
into?
named this fucking segment. I can't remember.
Yeah. You got it. You're good. Hit us up 904-638-3231. That's going to do it for us here at Straight Chilling this week. Gentlemen, Jose, Shaggy, it has been such a pleasure having you guys on the show. Finally, it's been a long time coming, man.
Exactly.
It's a lot of fun. One more time before you sign off, do you guys want to remind everybody where they can find Cinema Villains at?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, I am the hostess with the mostest, Shaggy Black. And alongside me is my tag team partner, Jose Spooky. Mr. Jose, I got nothing because the beers hit me. But you can find us on the Twitter at cinema_villains, on Instagram at cinema_villains. You can also find us on Teespring for your merch, for fucking CV concession stand. It is also Pride Month. I want to say thank you for all our listeners who are LGBTQ, all of those. I apologize if I ruined that. I am fucking hammered right now, but Jose is asking for the mic. Go ahead, my friend.
And most importantly, you can find Cinema Villains at any podcast. You find us on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, whatever it was.
Wherever the fuck you get your podcast, we are on it.
Your favorite
because
podcatcher of choice.
Podcatcher of choice, baby.
That there. Gentlemen, thank you for having us on. We appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you so much, man. This has been a dream come true. I can check off the bucket list and we're good to go. Thank you so much.
There you go. Thanks for filling in for old Randy, boys. That was nice to have you guys on.
Randy, I fucking love you, and I'm still waiting on that fucking solid 1 star. I'm waiting for that fucking shirt.
It's been are, buddy.
4 years, motherfucker. You still hadn't fucking produced it. I ain't forgot. The streets ain't forgot.
Randy, you got some work ahead of you. You always do. Thanks again, gentlemen, for hanging out with us. We'll be back next week, as always, with a brand new show. We're going to be tackling our next Patreon pick. And as luck would have it, it is Jose's pick. Jose, what are we talking about next week?
Y'all are watching, y'all poor. Well, I wouldn't say y'all poor guys, but y'all are watching a Bay of Blood.
Hell yeah.
Have fun with that, guys.
Hell yeah.
Of blood. good.
Jose, do you want to set the stage at all? Like, why the fuck did you pick this? Are we gonna hate it? What the
No,
fuck's
yeah. I
going
mean,
on?
I don't think y'all will hate it. It's a Jalo movie. You know, everyone loves Jalo. What is it? Jalo.
Jalo.
There you go. And it can be argued that movie, along with Black Christmas, helped influence the entire slasher genre. So have fun. You know, good luck. I hope y'all tackle it well. I believe in y'all. Y'all are the best. So good luck, guys. Good luck.
I'm excited.
Yeah,
Jose, what are some of your
have fun with
previous
that ending
picks?
with us. Have y'all seen it?
I have not seen it.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it before.
Jose, what were some of your previous picks? What else
Oh
did you
yeah,
pick before?
the Prophecy, which is an amazing movie, which
Oh,
these
my
guys
Lord.
did not see.
Oh my Lord.
Sorry about that.
Christopher
Sorry about
Walken kissing children.
Yo, backstory. I was dying with Corona last year. I was dying in my own bed. Like, oh man, at least the straight chilling guys will review
that's
the,
so much.
the Prophecy.
That's so
You
much.
know, and they're like, yo, this movie fucking sucks. I was like, oh no.
Oh no,
So much
Jose. I mean, when Christopher Walken's kissing children, I don't know what you expect, my guy.
God damn.
Christopher Walken is kissing the kids.
We all
Come on,
did.
suck your soul out your mouth.
I'm gonna suck the soul out of your mouth.
That's
out your
That's
mouth.
pretty fucking good. That's better than I could do. That's for fucking sure.
Always love Foo Fighters.
Foo Fighters.
It's coming, Foo Fighters. No, I think that it was
man.
that. I think Friday Part 4. I think I had them review. That was a fun one.
Okay,
Dude,
that's a
a
solid
banger.
choice.
That's a
Yeah,
straight
good choice.
banger.
No,
on
Part
that
4.
one.
They already did Part 6, so I had to pick Part 4.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Good
Quintessential.
choice.
Quintessential.
fun times,
Awesome.
fun times.
Awesome, man. Thanks for all the love. Thanks for picking a flick. We'll be talking about A Bay of Blood next week. Until then, please rate, review, and subscribe to us on iTunes. You can hit us up on Twitter at str8_chilling, on Instagram at Straight Chilling Podcast. You can send us an email through our website, straightchillingpodcast.com. If you want to join in on the daily Slack channel conversations, just hit us up on one of our social media outlets, and I'll send you a link to join in on the fun. Don't forget about our weekly Friday Joe Bob watch parties. We got 2 more left. And until next time, as always, all you mother truckers, please keep chilling.
Oh God.
Bro, this is a long
Here we
one,
go.
brother.
Rennie needs to get his ass back.
That was the
I
shorty.
didn't think that was the right
That was
Short
the-
one.
That was the shorty.
Oh, hey, yo, it had to be the
Wonderful
short one. This
behind
bitch
the
went on for a
scenes.
smooth 2 hours, brother.
Thanks for watching.